So hello, it's Catherine Watkin here of Selling from the Heart, and I'm really excited because I'm going to do a quick interview with Rosalie Audoin, I hope I'm pronouncing the name properly, about her experience when she did the Get More Clients Saying Yes course, so that you can see what could be possible for you perhaps. So Rosalie, please, so first of all, thank you for being here and doing this short interview with me. Start by introducing yourself and your business so that people listening know what it is that you do.
Sure. So thank you so much for having me. I am Rosalie, as you said, and I'm the founder of Flat Out Social. And what I do is that I help small to medium business owners who are ready to grow and scale their business. And I work with them in creating marketing strategies and automation strategies to help them get to that next level that they want to reach. So yeah, that's what I do.
Okay, great, and very valuable stuff as well, I would say. So tell me where you were. I know it's a couple of years, it's a few years actually since you did the Get More Clients Saying Yes course.
Yes.
But when I met you about, we met at an event that I was running, and you told me about what a big difference it had made for you. So I thought, great, I need to interview you about this. So tell me where you were at in your business before you did the Get More Clients Saying Yes course.
Okay, cool. So I really struggled with closing clients. So having sales conversations that ended into actual business. And I remember having a call with you before I joined, and I had different ideas of things that I wanted to do. I was doing two different things, and none of them were really giving me results. I was really frustrated, and I was under pressure to produce, financially. So I remember having a conversation with you, and you said, right, out of these two things, you were really honest. You said, this one sounds more like a passion project. This one, you can really develop and you can grow it. And I was like, okay, because you were like, you need to focus, which was one of the things.
That sounds like me.
Yeah, and I really appreciated that, because it was honest and it was what I needed. And so that's what I did, So then I definitely was in a place where I wasn't too sure about what I was offering or how to offer it. And then the things that I was really offering, they weren't structured in the right way. I wasn't clear on how to let people know about them in a way that made sense to them. Yeah, so that's where I was really.
And Flat Out Social, was it sort of up and running, or were you not? Was it more of an idea and you weren't really making much income from it?
Yeah, it was up and running, but wasn't making that much money. I mean, I probably would have made probably 200, 300 pounds and here and there randomly. I had no structured, service or package that I was offering. It was more an hourly thing. Yeah, and it wasn't result driven, which I think was one of the big things that I got from the course. So yeah, so it existed, but it didn't really, because
it existed, but it wasn't really a viable business, I think, is what you're saying. So you did the Get More Clients Saying Yes course, and what changed for you in your business as a direct result of doing that course?
Okay, so there are a few things. The first main thing that that I learned was, or that changed for me, was my ability to communicate what I was doing in a way that was clear and in a way that clearly stated the benefit for the people that I was, trying to help. That was one of the big shifts for me. The second thing was I learned how to offer a complete solution. So not just Yeah, and when I started, actually, because what happened, I was able to create social media. I started with a lot of social media, management, that kind of service, and I was able to create a great, like, beautiful Instagram feed. Create, content marketing is something that I've loved, and I do really well. So I was able to kind of create random things, but I didn't have a complete solution that I could sell to people. So people would come to me and say, "Oh, my social media looks terrible," and I would say, "Oh yeah, I can help you," but I wasn't able to say, in order for you to get results from your social media, these are the things that you need to have. This is the pathway. All these things, I had no clue. So when I did the course, it really helped me structure my offering in a way that, yes, gave people the quick solution that they wanted when it came to aesthetics and stuff, but also it took them into a journey that actually helped them get results for their business, which that was fun. So yeah, so that's how I and I want to say something else, which is a bit random, but one of the things that I loved about the course is that you encouraged us to go and try things. Because when I look at my business now and what I'm doing now, it's not exactly what I did 2 years ago. It evolved, but as I went on and worked with clients and offered them different things, then I realized that what I was passionate about and what I was really good at was something else, even though it was kind of related, but yeah, it was different. So what I loved about it is the whole journey, the journey of, you start somewhere with clarity, and then you're open to discovering what it evolves into, and you embrace it, and then it becomes beautiful and profitable. And
yeah, there's that phrase, isn't there, that you can only actually course correct if you're moving forward.
yeah.
So because you got it up and running and you were selling, and the business was now working, that experience of working with more clients enabled you to discover what you really wanted to do, and then you made a bit of a course correct. So when you talk about the rather than sort of selling your time by the hour or doing bits of helping with people with social media, you then, through doing the course, it helped you to actually sell the solution and the results, which therefore, I guess what you're saying, allows you to sell packages.
Yeah.
Did this affect your pricing, your ability to communicate these results and solutions? Did that affect the way that you were pricing and packaging what you were offering?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I wasn't just selling, an hour's work. I was selling a valuable solution. I was selling a final destination. And it's really interesting because even the way that I have sales conversations now has evolved, in the sense that I talk to people, as I tell them the recommendations of what I think their business could look like, at the end of the conversation, they're like, yes, let's do it, because I'm not fixing a little problem. I'm telling them, this is what your business could look like in 6 months, in a year's time. And this is the journey that we need to go through so that you reach that point based on where you are right now,
Yeah. And did selling it in that way have any effect on the prices that you were charging? If you look at what you were charging before you did the Get More Clients Saying Yes, and you compare that to what you're charging now, is there a big difference?
Oh, it's a massive difference. Yes. But it's really interesting, because back then I would look at people who would say, which I did do, some training about how to sell high-end packages and stuff like that. But it felt wrong, because again, I wasn't providing a solution. I was just, it was just a little piece of the equation that I was saying, okay, I can help you here and there. Whereas now I built the confidence to talk about a higher end package, because I know that the transformation is real, because I know that I'm not just selling a high-end package because I want to sell high-end. I'm selling a solution for someone who actually really needs a solution to take their business to the next level. So I don't feel, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I don't feel weird about having the price conversation anymore, because I know that I'm delivering a solution. It's not just, I'm not just trying to be a high-end person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not selling high ticket just for the sake of high ticket because
Yes,
you've put a big price tag on it and you want to bring in the money. It's
that's
like because you know how to communicate the value of your work, and then you see the results, and so your confidence is increasing. So you're on this upwards, you've got onto an upward spiral. Your prices naturally become high end.
Yes.
I charge 5,000 for my one-to-one business mentoring, but I don't consider that to be a high end program or a high ticket price particularly. I just think that is the value in return for my expertise, and it sounds like you've reached a very similar place. Tell me, what if you could pinpoint the biggest result you got from doing the course, like the biggest actual tangible result, what would you say that is?
I would say I have a few corporate clients that I would have never approached before. And again, it all happened through conversations, about like genuine interest in, what they're listening to, what they were at, the problems they were having. I think that's one of the biggest things. Another tangible result was, now I'm confident that I can deliver the work, which that was a big thing for me. And so because of that, I was able to partner with other, companies who provide the software or additional things that we can integrate into the services. I think for me, the biggest tangible rewards are financial, definitely. Yeah. But also in terms of me, like having the confidence, because that was something that I really lacked at the beginning.
Yeah. And I remember as well because what used to happen for me was quite commonly people would do this course and then they would go on to do something else with me. I used to have a high ticket mentoring, and now it's a membership. And I didn't see you again after the course. It's like you disappeared off the face of the earth. And we met a couple of years later, and I remember you saying, oh gosh, Catherine, you haven't heard from me because I took your course and my business just took off and I've been so busy just looking after my clients. So that was so great for me to hear, having you not, you hadn't gone on and needed to do the next level thing with me to get those results. You did this course and it was enough, and you were off and it grew and you were busy.
Yeah. I remember taking the lessons and writing down, going over and over and over again. I remember some of the exercises that you have in the course, like the captivating introduction, or some of the exercises, I wrote them over and over and over and went over them over and over. And one of the things I love about the course is that you give us an opportunity to practice with peers. Which is so amazing because you get feedback from other people who are potential clients, right? And that was really, really, really good. Yeah. Practicing with people, listening to feedback, because sometimes, you buy a course and then it's do it yourself, and then you don't really get the opportunity to bounce back ideas or get feedback or so your calls were amazing, but also the interaction with other people on the course was really, really helpful for me.
Great. And there was another question I wanted to I was going to ask, and then I've remembered something, because I was going to say, did you have any concerns about joining? And of course you actually nearly joined about 2 years before you actually did.
Yeah.
And you obviously did have concerns, and you didn't join.
Yeah.
So just tell me a little bit about what what stopped you 2 years previously, and then what actually made you decide, okay, I'm actually going to do this time?
Yeah. Okay. So the first time, the reason why I did enjoy was because I was selling a physical product. That's my other business, and I thought, oh, that doesn't, it won't, basically we're learning how to sell, more service. That's what I thought. And I thought, oh, it probably doesn't fit with me, with what I'm selling. But the funny thing is, now that I've done it, I realize that it's the same principles, I actually use them for other things, and it works really well. So that was one thing. But the concern that I had as I joined was, and I think we talked about this when we were on the call, is that I had done another course before, and it was about selling high end and
high ticket.
Yeah. And it didn't really help me. So obviously, I have to own the fact that I probably, it wasn't the right thing for that moment. I didn't know, all that kind of stuff. But I was concerned that I'm going to invest this money. Am I actually going to see results? That was my biggest concern. But it was good. You addressed the fact that, it was, first of all, there were so many other people that had already done the course, that had, genuine testimonials about how it worked for them and all that kind of stuff. So that really helped me. And then the other thing was, I just felt that it was the right time to, and you talked to me about, the possibility of what my business could look like, at the end of doing the course, which I really wanted. So that was really, really good. Yeah.
Good. So even though you'd had an experience of investing in a course that hadn't given you what you needed around the sales, you decided to take the leap anyway, and the testimonials from others helped, because of course I have got lots and lots of testimonials from other people who've been through it. Yeah. So what would you say to somebody who's really feeling like you were, like, I can't really afford to do it, I've bought courses before that haven't worked?
Yeah.
What advice would you give someone who's feeling a bit on the fence right now?
Yeah. So I would say, the course genuinely helped my business, not just my business, me as a person, to grow in my understanding of what realistic expectations were for my business, understanding my stage in business. That was one of the biggest lessons that I got from your course was, where am I in my stage of business, and what are the main activities that I need to be doing at that stage in order to grow. It helped me with being able to talk about, not only what I do, but the financial side of it without feeling strange. So it grew my business. It grew me as a businesswoman. It gave me the opportunity to practice all the things that, I was going to go live with clients to do before I did that. That was super valuable to me. But also I think, at the end of the day, I really wanted it so badly. I had to commit, I had to make a commitment that I'm going to spend this money, and I'm not just going to spend and then just have it there. I'm going to go to the sessions. I'm going to I'm going to do the exercises. I'm going to interact with the other people in the course. I'm going to get on the calls. Like sometimes the calls were at 7 p.m. and I had small children. I would get back on the recordings and listen to them, and then if I had any questions, I would ask them so I think it's having a commitment from that point that you make the payment for the course, that I'm going to do this, and I am going to trust the process, and believe that because other people have done it, because Catherine, you've been doing this for so long, it's going to work, so yeah. So the course is amazing, but then I think as an individual I had to make that commitment as well.
Yeah.
And
So the advice there is, if you do it, make sure you commit to
yeah,
coming and putting in the work, because it doesn't happen. No change happens by handing over the money. And
yeah,
of course, I'm also not going to do the work. I'm the teacher, and the facilitator. The work can only be done by you, can't it? This is fantastic, Rosalie. Thank you, or Ros. Thank you so much for coming
yes,
and sharing this. I'm going to wrap this up, so I'll say goodbye, but that's been absolutely brilliant. So thanks so much for coming and sharing your experience. Hopefully it'll be really valuable for anyone else who's back where you were a few years ago and is trying to make that decision about joining. So thank you.
yeah.
Bye.
So thanks for having me.